Okay,
Preseason week 1 officially gets underway tonight. We've got 5 games over the next 2 days, starting with Patriots, Washington, and Steelers, Eagles tonight. Man, that's a sight for sore eyes, seeing real games right there. You're looking at the Steelers. And Big Ben, he said this about his offensive line. Look at his quote. There are questions. You just mentioned a lot of guys and a lot of things, but how many of those guys have played together? Talking about this new look O-line for the Steelers. Of course, he had the luxury of an O-line that knew each other very well over many years. That's no longer the case. And seemingly, Marcus, he's a little concerned about it. So in your mind, knowing certainly a lot about offensive lines for the D-line side, we know that so much of that is about their cohesiveness and their chemistry together. Even how big of a concern is the Steelers' offensive line for you?
It's a huge concern, El Boogie, because that's the lifeblood of your football team. I'm a former D lineman on here saying that if you can't block, I mean, we know we got the example of the Super Bowl last year, but also with that being said, Ben had a lot of experience on his offensive line last year, and they sucked too. So that may not be the case with a lot of these young guys, but there is examples of what we're talking about because people ask, the O-line is bad. Take a look at this situation. This is when the Pittsburgh Steelers got figured out. Look where this ball is snapped from, and look where this pass ends up. This is a 0-yard pass from Ben Roethlisberger. This is why we're talking about the effectiveness of a run game. That was 3rd and 7. That was a 3rd down and 7 play, and took a 5-step drop and threw a pass for 0 yards and got Juju Smith-Schuster blown up. When we say multiplicity, when we say confidence in an offensive line, when we see them draft Najee Harris, that is why you do it, so you don't have plays like that. But the most important point I wanted to make, and Dio, I know you like that tape. I don't do it like when I bring them out when I bring it. The point I want to make is, I know, right? The point I want to make is when you have an offensive coordinator or when your offensive staff is sitting together in a room and they're going through the week of preparation, what's good for us? What plays do we have on 3rd and 7? Let me tell y'all something. I ain't sat in a lot of those meetings, but that ain't the damn play you want. And Pittsburgh had to do that a lot to compensate for the things that they couldn't do in the run game and worrying about if their offensive line could hold up. That is what we don't want to see. And if we don't see that, this team has every opportunity to win that division along with the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. And we don't expect Cincinnati to be there, but I ain't sleeping on them.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no thanks on the 0-yard pass play. Let's leave that out of the play.
I was really good at those.
Yeah. Oh, Dan. Oh, Dan. That's sad. All right. Well, anyway, let's talk about the offensive coordinator because Matt Canada will be their new OC. Yeah. He's known for the pre-snap shifts and motions, everything he does. Right. What is this offense going to look like with him?
Well, when it comes to the Steelers' offense and their impact on their season, I think it's revolving around everybody but Ben Roethlisberger, first of all. And Matt Canada is a big part of that. I'd say, like, the number one thing, be less predictable. Be less predictable with what you're going to do. It was so obvious last year when you guys got under center, when Ben Roethlisberger got underneath Pouncey, it was like, hey, we're going to run the football. Everybody knows it. Defensive coaches aren't stupid. And then if he's in the shotgun, it's like, hey, guys, we're going to throw the football. I mean, look at these numbers. When you're under center, you ran the ball 70% of the time. Marcus, you notice defenses are like, all right, if we're wrong, it's going to be 1 out of every, 3 snaps or whatever. Excuse me, 3 out of every 10 snaps. And then when you're in the shotgun, you threw the ball 80% of the time. Automatic checks. Hey, if Big Ben comes out in the shotgun, we're going to check to a pass defense. So you got to be more unpredictable, meaning when you put Big Ben under center this year, which you need to do more of, throw the ball. Utilize some play-action pass. And when you put Big Ben in the gun, run the football a little bit. That's going to help your offense just as a starting point. And they got really good skill position players. Claypool, Juju, Deontay Johnson, Fryer, really good.
Harris.
I don't care how good those guys are individually, talent-wise, if their offensive line isn't better. And so I think it's one of the great mysteries in the NFL this year. It's one of the great mysteries for me.
Yeah.
If their offensive line is markedly improved from last year, we're talking about this team in January. If they're not, their individual skill talent won't matter.
All right, I'll say it for the people in the back. You can use Najee Harris as a receiver, too. So I watch him to do that. 3 hours and some
Yes.
change until preseason kicks off. We'll see the Steelers taking on the Eagles. These are the Steelers that are available tonight. Look at the quarterbacks. Of course, you won't see Big Ben, but Dwayne Haskins with a unique opportunity there in Pittsburgh. They're trying to find the quarterback of the future, and you will get to see more of Najee Harris, who we saw just about a week or so ago in the Hall of Fame game.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.